Wise man once told me, if it act like a duck, walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's VasilyLomachenko. Loma's on a duck, duck, goose mission right now. He doesn't want to fight any of the top fighters. He might honestly be on some Canelo shit after he lost to Floyd, where you could definitely tell their team was like, listen, Carnal, no more fighting black people, fool. That's definitely what we got to. You could tell there's a separation there. He was signed to Top Rank at the same time ShakurStevenson was. Didn't want that fight. Literally, I'm pretty sure responded and was like, I'm not interested in that fight. Granted, ShakurStevenson is a very technical fighter. He's a boxer. He's not a puncher. So it's not going to be like this crazy entertaining fight. It's not going to be someone that is going to run forward at Loma so Loma can use his footwork and turn around him and all that. And he's also a southpaw, so it's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Lomachenko to use his normal style. So I think it's interesting. I think TankDavis is a huge fight, is a puncher, but TankDavis is smart. TankDavis also likes to take his time, kind of wait on his back foot a bit before he comes forward and looks for the knockout punch. So it's weird to me that Loma wouldn't take that fight. Super strange to me. Like, that's a huge fight, dude. If you beat TankDavis, you become the face of boxing, you know? Loma's wanted that mark to be the face of boxing. You can definitely tell. And I think that's why he's being protective over his record at this point. It's because he doesn't want to end his career, you know, ass down, looking up at the fucking sky, looking up at the lights. I don't think he wants to end his career like that. And I think that's what you're looking at if you run into TankDavis. You know what I mean? If you're going to fight Tank, you're most likely going to be seeing stars by the end of the night. At least that's what his track record's showing at this point. And, yeah, I don't know. It's weird, like I said, weird that he didn't take the Shakur fight, because that fight's not one that he has to end his career on a bad note. You know, if he lost, then he loses. But I don't think he's going to go to sleep in that fight. So I don't know. Interesting to see what Loma does from here. I honestly kind of think he's done. I really think he's retiring, or he's going to take another low-hanging fruit-ass fight, another Jason Sosa or somebody. I really don't. I don't know where the hell he gets all this praise from. I mean, I like the guy. I think he's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. I think he's done some amazing things coming into the sport as a professional very late. But boxing is boxing. Amateur-style boxing is very different, obviously. But when you come over to professional boxing and you have such a, you know, long career like Loma had in the amateurs, everybody in the professional ranks know who you are. All these promoters already know who you are. So when you come over to boxing, boxing is going to, you know, it's going to pat you on the ass and walk you down the aisle nice and easy to these world championships. And so now we're seeing when he gets in there with guys like Teofimo, when he gets in there with guys like Devin Haney, and you guys can say whatever the fuck you want. Say what you want. He lost, he won those fights, blah, blah, blah. He didn't. He didn't win those fights. Y'all can hate Devin Haney all you want. Devin Haney beat that man on that night. So it just is what it is. I really think, like I said, I think he's realized that fighting these younger, hungrier guys that already have things going for them, they already own promotions and things like that, I don't think he's fucking with that. I don't think he wants any parts of that shit. I don't really blame him. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think, you know, at the end of the day, if he's done, he's done. You can't, you know what I mean, you can't take away from him if that's what he wants to do. If he's stepping away, step away. But for you to be answering, you know, responses to TankDavis, you know, when there's paperwork already on the table, and then you start like, oh no, literally say you just don't want to fight, you don't feel like fighting. I mean, what is that? If you don't feel like fighting, then retire. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm curious to see what's next for Lomachenko. I really don't see any other fights out there for him other than one of these top guys. You know what I mean? He got through George Kambosos, and that was a great fight and a great win. But I think we can all see as well, like, look what Devin Haney did to George Kambosos 2 times in a row in his own country. It's like, bro, he was not one of those guys. He's not one of them ones, you know what I mean? And again, he does all the build-up and all that for VasilyLomachenko to go over there and smack the shit out of him too. So I really don't know how Teofimo Lopez had to be. We know what he was battling during that fight, but I think it goes to show like what he was really going through, because I think if they were to fight again 9 more times, I think Teofimo Lopez wins that fight all 9 times. So it is what it is. Boxing, like I said, it's a weird game. It's a weird thing that they have with favoritism and stuff like that. But I really don't get the big hype on Lomachenko. Y'all can hate me for saying that, but I'm a southpaw. I'm a boxer. I got good feet too. I can do the footwork shit. I can get to, I can get around the other leg. I can do all that shit. Switch back and forth. I mean, it's cool. I fuck with it too, but I don't see the legacy that he really brings. I really don't see all of that. Everybody, Tim Bradley, this and that, saying, he changed the game of boxing and this and that. I don't know. I don't really subscribe to any of that shit. I think he was a great fighter. I guess if you're saying he changed the game in the way of like amateurs coming over to pro boxing and quickly being able to pick up and take championship fights after just a couple of fights, I'd agree with that. I'd say that's fair. That's fair. But again, I don't think that I don't know if he changed that. I don't know how you want to word that, but it is nice, in a way, being able to come over and do things like that. It's different, different people have been able to come over and do different things coming straight out of the amateurs and not having to have 30, 40 fights before getting a world title or something like that. So that's a benefit if guys have all that experience. But again, I'm curious to see what's next for Tank. Who's Tank gonna fight? Is he gonna fight Shakur next? I doubt it. Shakur probably don't really want that fight either. That's dangerous. I want to know who's willing to step in there with Tank. Does Tank need to move up? Does Tank need to stay where he's at? Does Tank get a Loma fight? Does Tank get a Devin Haney fight? Devin Haney looked like he not coming back trying to do shit no time soon. And definitely not trying to come back and fight somebody like Tank probably. So, I don't know. That, anywhere from like 130 to 140 pound boxing division right now, it's kind of up in the air. And we got a lot of guys that might be now starting to hold things up. So, interesting to see where things go. But Lomachenko, you got to stop ducking or get the hell out the game, get out of everybody's lane, because everybody wants it. Everybody wants that fight, and it seems like you don't want to fight the guys that want that fight. So get out the way if you don't want it. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think below. Is Loma ducking? Should Loma retire? And who's next for him? And who's next for TankDavis? Let me know below. You guys like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning into the channel.